Hi, my name is Nur Amishera. I would like to present about this design handbook on the abstract of this assignment, which is the design handbook procurement is the method of the project delivery, which the one entity which is the design handbook, and where the project owner, which is start with the hiring architect, and also design and build contract method gaining demand as a result of the benefit is provided over the traditional procurement structure. And in this method, a client enters a contract with just one business, a contractor, to complete both the design and construction of work, and the client must undertake a single proceeding to choose the contractor when choosing this method of delivery for the public project. And in this assignment, we want to convince to spell out the plan of the work in the contract method, and how the advantage of delivering single point responsibility, define time and money, communication and risk allocation distinguish design and build from the other procurement system. And the basic concept of the design and build is that the project must be concentrated to a single entity that will be in charge of the design, procurement, engineering and commission. And also, this assignment aims to logically investigate and demonstrate the efficiency of the design and build in the project procurement, and the success could result from the effectively utilizing these qualities. Next we move to the introduction, which is the design and build contract are the common method of the project delivery in this building industry, and it's combined the rules of the designer and the builder, whereas the traditional method of the construction calls for the contract with two different parties, which is the client and a contractor, and as a result it charges both the designing and the construction contract of the project. And nevertheless, which is the design and build agreement are the most save time and money contract that can help keep the owner out of the situation where they can find themselves in the middle of the conflict between a contractor and designer. With the type of this agreement, the client and the contractor collaboration on the project as a team right from the start. Thus, some of the advantage that owner can enjoy from the design and build contract are include unified project recommendation, collaborative problem solving, and one point of responsibility, and also saving in time and money. Furthermore, the design and build contract approach is becoming increasingly popular in Malaysia construction sector, which is notably for huge mega projects such as the Twin Petronas Towers, Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Malaysian North-South Highway, Penang Bridge and others. And in Malaysia, most of the construction project has been completed utilizing the traditional procurement technique through the last decade. However, as a project become more complex, requiring a greater emphasis on the management technique and in the engineering skills, that traditional procurement approach has proven unsuitable for the current needs. And the design and build procurement approach is an alternative to the traditional method that is becoming increasingly popular in Malaysia, particularly in the public sector. And the design and build is acknowledged to benefit all the parties, include the client, architect, engineers and contractor. And as we know, the construction project is delivered in two stages, which is the first one is the design and structure, while the second is to carry out the building work based on the design. And in the traditional approach, that two steps are separate and they comprise that so-called design build system. And the design is commissioned first, and once the client knows the final step of the project, he began looking for a contractor. And another technique involves commissioning both design and construction to the same firm, and this system is known as the. Next, we move to this definition of design and build, which is the term of design and build refer to the procurement technique in which the contractor perform all the work, including design, construction, and completion. And it is a type of building procurement in which the contractor will design and build the project. And a design and build contract are the one which a single entity, generally a contractor, bears the responsibility for the design, construction, and completion of the construction project in the whole or in the part. And according to the website, which is we refer to the design and build procurement by the Contract Council website. The design and build contract function by the given and the owner a single contract to design and build a project, rather to employing a separate architect and builder. Design build firm provide the both professional with collaboration and collaborate on the project from the start. And in the other words, the design and build is an agreement in which the one organization design and construct to the client firm from the single cash transaction, and define that the design and build is as the process which the client deals directly with the contractor for the entire building, and is it the contractor who is not only responsible but also coordinate the separate design and construction process, including the engagement of the design team, who are thus contractually linked with the contractor and not the client.
So based on the contract method that we choose, which is design and build, the price of design and build refer to a method of contracting out in which one contractor is chosen to design or finish the design and then build the works. In a conventional contract, the client will hire consultants to handle the design and a contractor will be hired to build the construction works. Next, once the contract is awarded, the client only has a deal with one point of responsibility, which can simplify matters. The customers can also work with the contractor's design team or supply chain earlier in the design process to attempt and find a workable or practical solution if necessary. Cost-wise, it gives the client some control because in most cases, the contractor agrees to assume responsibility for the design and construction in exchange for a predetermined fees. This implies that the contractor bears a significant portion of the financial risk, which may be reflected to the cost. However, the contractor is in charge of the design. They might be decide to cut the cost here. So basically, the design build is a method of project delivery in which one entity, the design build team, works under a single contract with the project owner to provide a design and construction services. One entity, one contract, and one unified flow of work from initial concept through completion.
Hi, I'm Sharifah Akmana Suhab in Design Mazhar. Today I will be presenting on justification in selection of procurement method. The majority of projects in Malaysia during the past 10 years has been carried out using the conventional procurement method. However, as projects have grown more complex and require more emphasis on management strategies and technical expertise, the conventional procurement method has been found to be inadequate to the needs of time. Besides, design and build is a new procurement and widely used in our country. In Malaysia, design and build procurement method is one of the methods that has been implemented in most of the government projects and was first launched in the Public Work Department by the Prime Minister in 1983. The first project handled by this unit was the Kuala Terengganu Hospital, which was completed in 1985. The method of the implementation for design and build is different from the traditional procurement. The rules and responsibility of the parties involved also different. In this procurement method, where the main contractor is responsible for planning, designing, build and completing, supervise, testing, commissioning and maintaining the entire work, and any services or equipment in accordance with the employer requirement or need of statement. Meanwhile, project supervision and contract management are carried out by professional consultants appointed under the main contractor. Justification on project implementation through the design and build method can be based on several factors, which are: the first one is acquisition method. For any circumstance where the client wants a single point of engagement, it's called single pointed entity, which only one entity is responsible for all the works and the risks. It also creates a team environment where designers, consultants, and contractor works together effectively. Due to the working environment's requirement for open communication and discussion among the team members, it will also lessen conflict among team members. In Malaysia, most of the government projects, which has its own complexity, use design and build, in which it is involved specific expertise that can benefit from the contractor expertise in design stage. The arrangements can be based on the building sophisticated, in which the employer more concerned on aspects of building function rather than its aesthetic qualities. The second one is time conservation. When an early start is required in some of the project, design and build procurement is the best method can be used, since design and construction sometimes can be merged. The duration from project inception to final completion is shortened because some contract phase overlap. When the time is crucial, project duration will establish client perception of building process. Design and build method minimize the most time from the beginning of the procurement process through the pre-contract phase, if not many adjustments have been made by then. It's also suitable for projects that must be finished quickly to adhere a schedule that has been established. Also, any special project that has been bearing on the interest and security of the nation and may be affected by planning flaws. Take the development of Central Station Tsunami Alerts as an example. This station operated in 2005 after the tsunami disaster at Aceh, Indonesia, in December 2004. And out of 7 stations, 7 in Peninsula and 10 in Sabah and Sarawak. The third justification is cost reduction. When expenses must be cut, design and build procurement may be appropriate because it can be attained in a number of ways, including process streamlining, resource optimizing, material waste reduction, and energy efficient improvements during design process due to close coordination between the architect, engineers, and the contractor. Design and build procurement may be justified based on the potential long-term cost reduction that could offset the original expenses. It assures that the project is finished within the employer's time and financial constraint. The possibility of a work variation is quite low unless the employer wants to change the work scope. Number 4 is a risk transfer. In cases where the client wants to minimize their risk because they are not responsible for the design, any mistakes or issues will fall on the contractor's shoulder. Thus, the contractor is the only one who bears responsibility. Despite this, the client involvement is unchanged. The requirement to ensure compliance with the relevant laws and standards, as well as current industry practice that might reduce risks and liabilities, may be used to justify design and build project. It may include requirements for maintaining safety, environmental, regulatory, or quality standard. For the case study, we take project for Extension Hospital Putrajaya for endocrine hospitals. This bid proposal is for the development of a 220 bedded hospital extension to the existing Hospital Putrajaya in Precinct 7, Bandar Putrajaya. This new facility is to be the National Referral Centre for the discipline of endocrinology, dedicated mainly to patients with endocrine disorder such as diabetes and obesity problem. This project started on 19 January 2017 and was completed on 8 April 2022 through a design and build procurement method by a contractor appointed through limited tender. The contractor awarded is Josh Kent, Malaysia Sendian Berhad. The challenge was to create a good flow for communication between various consultants with specialized expertise that can deliver a smooth construction progress to maintain the approved design scheme as per tender stage and to deliver on the time schedule. Thus, ensure the successful of the project in planning, design, construction and operation of the facilities. During the tender stage, contractor need to come up with their consultant team that will work together throughout the project completion. A schematic design must be presented at this stage as well by the consultant team, which must include proposed layout, facade, system, technologies, work schedule, all details, support documents and technical drawing from planner, architect, civil engineer, mechanical engineer, medical consultant, medical planner, consultant on medical equipment, landscape architect and interior designer. In addition, Malaysia Public Works Department JKR, which is project manager for the employer, which is our government, has implemented building information modeling or BIM to all hospital projects to manage and cooperate all the information for the facilities. On top of that, there are BIM requirements for all disciplines to comply. BIM manager appointed to managing and monitoring BIM project, execution plan strategy, execute the model coordination process among each discipline, and identify and solve problems related to BIM implementation and provide data storage space for model sharing purpose. Design and build procurement method has been chosen to achieve speedy progress and manage new technology implemented in this project. Hence, shorten the time for the project which the schematic design already prepared by the contractor during tender stage. By Turner 1990 and Jensen 1991 supported that design and build contractor is supplying the procurement option of buying a finished building. In conclusion, design and build initiative may be justified by the need of fixed performance problems, streamline procedures in collaborative efforts, time management or cost elimination in order to ensure that resources are utilized effectively and the expected results are realized. It is crucial to properly evaluate and justify the necessity in design and build procurement method. Thank you.
The design and build procurement method is a way to manage both of the design and construction project by helping the client to hire a single entity. It is usually a contractor. This method property has been increased due to its ability to reduce costs and shorten the project timeline. However, just like with any other procurement method, there are advantages and disadvantages when applying the design and build procurement method. One of the primary advantages of the design and build procurement method is that they provide a single point of responsibility. This method places responsibility for the project's design and the construction phases on the contractor. As a result, the owner only needs to communicate with only one person throughout the entire project for the accountability consideration. A single point of the contact could make it easier for the owner to oversee the project and to ease the communication. The next advantages is that the owner may receive cost certainty through the design and procurement method. The contractor is in charge of overseeing the project budget so that the owner is aware of the associated costs. The design and procurement method may be useful in maintaining the project within the allocated budget due to the contractor and the owner enhance ability for their cooperations. To help the owner to choose the best project option, so the contractor may provide the cost estimates for a variety of the design options. The collaboration between the client and the contractor can help in discovering the opportunities for value engineering or potential cost reductions, in addition to lowering the project expenses without compromising the quality. The project cost is predetermined and the price for the contract is a combination between a lump sum and a fixed amount. And the last advantages of the design and procurement method is that the TNB procurement method also have the potential to accelerate the project completion times compared to the traditional method. This TNB procurement method gives permission to the contractor to start the construction work whether the design is finished or not, and without having to wait for a separate construction contract awarded. It is because both of the project design and the construction phases are completely under the management of the contractor. As a result, the project can be finished more quickly and with a significant reduction in overall project duration. Although the design and procurement method are expected to deliver the project faster and cheaper as compared to the traditional method, but not all the TNP procurement method project can accomplish it. So here is some of the disadvantages of the TNP procurement method. So the first one is the quality concern. There is a risk that the design won't be perfect in the long term because the contractor is the only party that manages both of the design and the construction phases. So it might be concerned in a case that the construction or the quality of the design might be required a lot of expenditure and a time to fix it. Also, they have the potential issues with the design quality is that it might not be able to construct in time because the design might be made up by using material that are difficult to allocate or that the design are unsuitable for the environment at the site. So due to the possibility, the contractor will need to revise the design or need to find a different material, so this could cause the delaying project and have required an extra expenditure during the construction phases. The second one is that the design and procurement method may have the disadvantages of being rigid and inflexible. So when it comes to the accommodating changes or alteration to the design, this is because it's possible that the client had a little influence during the design phase, may not be able to change the design once it has been approved and the construction has started, and it may be challenging to or no, it might be challenging or expensive to change the design after the construction started. So even if the owner recognizes the problem or concern throughout the construction phases, this may limit their ability to make changes or alterations. It should be noted that the design and build procurement method are frequently involve a fixed price contract. Is one of the factors that contributed into the inflexibility. The last one of the disadvantages of the GNB procurement method is that the speculative freeze. The term of the speculative freeze is described that the coincidental that due to some reason beyond their control, the owner may not obtain the final product that they were hoping for, either in terms of the quality or the usefulness. The owner could not have as much input or control over the end result with this method of procurement because it needs to depend on the contractor to fulfill both of the project phases. So due to the owner probable inability to focus or control all of the factors that could affect the outcome, this will lead to higher level of speculative risk. That's all. Thank you.
For the conclusion, the widely used design embuoy is incredibly beneficial and extremely effective, which is the choice of the most suitable project delivery team is the fundamental requirement for the effectiveness. Benefit of the design embuoy can therefore be utilized, which is numerous studies also demonstrate that the characteristic of the design embuoy, the set in apart from the other procurement system, include the provision of the single point responsibility, defined time and money, communication, risk allocation, and others. And success in design and build project provides a guarantee that the project will be finished on the schedule and within the allocated budget. And the end user are mostly worried about the design and build procurement system, better time, performance, and cost advantage. But the result of the studies may be essential in determining the performance level of the design and build project, and the project participant will gain knowledge of the crucial element needed to set up the effective management system and produce the design and build project that perform exceptionally well. That's all. Thank you from us.